Are you planning to take the CCNA 200-301 exam in 2025? In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know. What is CCNA 200-301? CCNA exam details. Exam topics breakdown. Study resources. Study plan and tips. 1. Which device performs stateful inspection of traffic? A. Firewall. B. Switch. C. Access point. D. Wireless controller. Answer: A. 2. How will link aggregation be implemented on a Cisco wireless LAN controller? A. One functional physical port is needed to pass client traffic. B. The Ethernet channel must be configured in mode active. C. When enabled, the WLC bandwidth drops to 500 megabits per second. D. To pass client traffic, 2 or more ports must be configured. Answer: A. 3. What mechanism carries multicast traffic between remote sites and supports encryption? A. ISATAP. B. GRE over IPsec. C. IPsec over ISATAP. D. GRE. Answer: B. 4. What are 2 benefits of controller-based networking compared to traditional networking? A. Controller-based increases network bandwidth usage, while traditional lightens the load on the network. B. Controller-based inflates software costs, while traditional decreases individual licensing costs. C. Controller-based reduces network configuration complexity, while traditional increases the potential for errors. D. Controller-based provides centralization of key IT functions, while traditional requires distributes management function. E. Controller-based allows for fewer network failure, while traditional increases failure rates. Answer: CD. 5. How do TCP and UDP differ in the way they guarantee packet delivery? A. TCP uses checksum, acknowledgement, and retransmissions, and UDP uses checksums only. B. TCP uses two-dimensional parity checks, checksums, and cyclic redundancy checks, and UDP uses retransmissions only. C. TCP uses checksum, parity checks, and retransmissions, and UDP uses acknowledgements only. D. TCP uses retransmissions, acknowledgement and parity checks, and UDP uses cyclic redundancy checks only. Answer: A. 6. What are 2 roles of domain name services, DNS? Choose 2. A. Builds a flat structure of DNS names for more efficient IP operations. B. Encrypts network traffic as it travels across a WAN by default. C. Improves security by protecting IP addresses under fully qualified domain names, FQDNs. D. Enables applications to identify resources by name instead of IP address. E. Allows a single host name to be shared across more than one IP address. Answer: D. 7. In which two ways does a password manager reduce the chance of a hacker stealing a user's password? Choose 2. A. It automatically provides a second authentication factor that is unknown to the original user. B. It uses an internal firewall to protect the password repository from unauthorized access. C. It protects against keystroke logging on a compromised device or website. D. It stores the password repository on the local workstation with built-in antivirus and anti-malware functionality. E. It encourages users to create stronger passwords. Answer: CE. 8. What occurs to frames during the process of frame flooding? A. Frames are sent to every port on the switch in the same VLAN except from the originating port. B. Frames are sent to every port on the switch that has a matching entry in the MAC address table. C. Frames are sent to all ports, including those that are assigned to other VLANs. D. Frames are sent to every port on the switch in the same VLAN. Answer: A. 9. What is the primary purpose of a first-hop redundancy protocol? A. It allows directly connected neighbors to share configuration information. B. It allows a router to use bridge priorities to create multiple loop-free paths to a single destination. C. It reduces routing failures by allowing Layer 3 load balancing between OSPF neighbors that have the same link metric. D. It reduces routing failures by allowing more than one router to represent itself as the default gateway of a network. Answer: D. 10. Which purpose does a northbound API serve in a controller-based networking architecture? A. Communicates between the controller and the physical network hardware. B. Reports device errors to a controller. C. Generates statistics for network hardware and traffic. D. Facilitates communication between the controller and the applications. Answer: D. 11. Several new coverage cells are required to improve the Wi-Fi network of an organization. Which two standard designs are recommended? Choose 2. A 5 GHz provides increased network capacity with up to 23 non-overlapping channels. B. For maximum throughput, the WLC is configured to dynamically set adjacent access points to the same channel. C. 5 GHz channel selection requires an autonomous access point. D. Adjacent cells with overlapping channels use a repeater access point. E. Cells that overlap one another are configured to use non-overlapping channels. Answer: A. 12. Which two outcomes are predictable behaviors for HSRP? Choose 2. A. The two routers synchronize configurations to provide consistent packet forwarding. B. The two routers negotiate one router as the active router and the other as the standby router. C. Each router has a different IP address. Both routers act as the default gateway on the LAN, and traffic is load balanced between them. D. The two routers share a virtual IP address that is used as the default gateway for devices on the LAN. E. The two routers share the same interface IP address and default gateway traffic is load balanced between them. Answer: BD. 13. Which two minimum parameters must be configured on an active interface to enable OSPF v2 to operate? Choose 2. A. OSPF area. B. OSPF MD5 authentication key. C. IPv6 address. D. OSPF process ID. E. OSPF stub flag. Answer: AD. 14. What are two roles of the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP? Choose 2. A. The DHCP server offers the ability to exclude specific IP addresses from a pool of IP addresses. B. The DHCP client can request up to 4 DNS server addresses. C. The DHCP server assigns IP addresses without requiring the client to renew them. D. The DHCP server leases client IP addresses dynamically. E. The DHCP client maintains a pool of IP addresses it can assign. Answer: AD. 15. How does Cisco DNA Center gather data from the network? A. Network devices use different services like SNMP, syslog, and streaming telemetry to send data to the controller. B. Devices establish an IPsec tunnel to exchange data with the controller. C. Devices use the call home protocol to periodically send data to the controller. D. The Cisco CU Analyzer tool gathers data from each licensed network device and streams it to the controller. Answer: A. 'Thank you. Get more 200 to 301 CCNA exam questions from Seek Exams.